on the rail.
Well, good day, my kind friends. How is everyone doing on this beautiful day, huh?
Good.
Oh, good. Well, now, I'm not quite as spry as I used to be, so thanks for waiting. Of course, now I do get along pretty good, though. For someone in their 80s now, don't you think? Why, I can even balance myself on one leg. Anybody wanna see that?
Sure.
All right, give me a drum roll, pat your legs. Not too hard. Oh, a drum roll, please. Woo! Now I practice this every morning. Well, that is unless it's a windy day outside. I bet some of you young whippersnappers out there couldn't even do that. Why, up until a couple of years ago, I could still touch my hands to the ground without bending my knees. Uh-oh. Help me up, my friend. Oh, good friend, good kind. Oh, let's give her a big hand for being so kind. It's true. Well, you can ask Cynthia Davies down the road if you don't believe me. She's an honest woman. She'll confirm it. Of course, now I've always assumed that most people are honest, since I'm an honest man. Oh, sure, I've run into a few who aren't. But for the most part, I haven't been too disappointed. Yes, I can honestly say that my life has been a blessed one. I've had more than my fair share of happiness and success. Oh, I've had some bitter sadness too, but I'll try not to dwell on that. Yet, you can't truly appreciate the good without knowing the bad now, can you? Life is a balancing act too. I'm going to say something to all of you that I hope that you will be able to say one day when you're as old as me. Repeat after me now. When I look back upon my life,
When I look back upon my life,
I like what I see.
I like what I see.
And I'm content with what I see.
I am content with what I see.
Very good, my friends. Give yourselves a hand. Come on now. Now, would you like to join me as I look back upon my life? Very good. Sing along, man.
I've been working on the railroad all the living one day.
Sing out now.
I've been working on the railroad so I'm away.
Mrs. Burke, can I please do my recitation first? I have to help my father with his deliveries today. Can I, Mrs. Burke? Thank you. My Family by Elijah McCoy. I am 10 years old, and I was born in 1843 in Canada. Now, the story of how my parents ended up in Canada is a very interesting tale. My father's name was George, and he was born a slave in Kentucky. When he was 18, his master told him that he would grant him his papers of freedom for $1,000. So my father saved and saved, and after a couple of years, when he had enough money, he became a free man because his master was true to his word. Now, my father was in love with a slave named Millie, and they courted. If you're thinking that she will turn out to be my mother, you are right. Now, her master was very, very mean. Well, he told my father that he would never free her and that he must never come to see her again. This made my father very sad because he knew he wanted to spend his whole life with her. So he began to meet with freedmen who helped slaves to escape, and they came up with a plan that had to be followed very carefully. And one night, when there was no moon to brighten the sky, a stranger helped my mother to escape. He rode and rode my mother and my father across the Ohio River, and they stayed for 4 days in the home of a kind woman. Her home was the station of the Underground Railroad. Now, they traveled mostly at night and did it up in Ypsilanti, Michigan, but decided to keep on going over into Canada, where they would be even safer. Well, they were married there and settled on a small farm in Colchester, Ontario. In 1837, my father joined the Canadian Army and fought in the Rebel War. And when I was 6, my family moved back to the United States, and we've been living here in Ypsilanti ever since. I am the 4th child of 11 children. I love having lots of brothers and sisters, and I learned to read and write at a Canadian school for black children. I love to read. Well, I read at least 3 books a week. I really do, Mrs. Burke. I'm not just saying that to get a better grade. Well, you can ask Lucy Stewart if you don't believe me. She's honest. She never tells a lie. She sees me reading every day down by the train tracks. And in between chapters, I like to watch the trains go by. And sometimes when the train stops near me, I go to work instead of working, and I watch them take oil cans with long spouts and lubricate the engine. I'm going to be an engineer on one of those trains one day. Either that or a scientist. I love learning how mechanical things work. I like to take things apart and mix up all the pieces and then put them back together again. I just hope that whatever I decide to do, that my parents will be as proud of me as I am of them.
I've been working on the railroad.
Well, I'm 16 years old now, a recent high school graduate, and about to embark on an exciting new journey. Railroads continue to be an important part of my life, both on the ground and underground. But what I didn't realize as a child was my father was a conductor on the Underground Railroad. He had a secret compartment built into his cigar delivery wagon that transported escaped slaves to freedom. Well, now I know why we received so many letters at my house. Letters that were kept secret. Now, my father has a friend on the local committee of the Underground Railroad named Thomas McAndrew, who recently moved here from Scotland. Well, he told my father that the few colleges here that accept black students don't offer engineering. Well, before I had a chance to mourn the loss of my longtime dream, Mr. McAndrew arranged for me to study in Edinburgh, Scotland, and become a railroad engineer apprentice. Oh, thank you, Mr. McAndrew! Onward, everyone! I've been working on the railroad. Well, I'm 21 now, and have just returned home as a master mechanic and engineer after 5 years in Scotland. And after the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation, I thought I was well on my way to living out my dream. But the Michigan Central Railroad denied me a position as a locomotive engineer. Now, not because I wasn't qualified, but because I was black. Well, I guess to some people, equality isn't part of emancipation. But I did accept their offer, though, to become a railroad fireman and oilman, which is difficult and dangerous work. You see, I'm in charge of stoking the fire and oiling the engine. Now, every hour, I have to shovel over 2 tons of coal. Scoop! My scoop has to work very fast, because as the fire goes out, the trains will stop. Now, while on the job, I discovered many of the technical shortcomings involved in railroading. You see, every few miles, the trains have to stop so that all of the moving parts can get lubrication. We'll have to run from the firebox to oil everything. And then once the train starts up again, I'm back to tending the fire. Scoop it with me now. Scoop! Well, I find this to be a tremendous waste of time, money, and manpower. Now, my father told me that he would let me use his barn to conduct research, so what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to experiment with some of the new ideas I have and see if I can solve this lubrication process. You think I'll be successful? Well, I'm going to sure try. I'll let let you know if I make any progress. Sing out now.
I've been working on the railroad. One little long day.
Well, I'm 29 now, and not only have I made progress, but I've received a patent for my automatic lubricating cup, which automatically drips oil where needed. It is said to have revolutionized the industrial machine industry. 1872 is finally turning out to be a good year for me. You see, I wed 4 years ago, and my wife Ann died recently after an illness. She was only 25. I really miss her. But I dedicate this in her honor. And I know it's not a painting or a sonnet, but I sure put the same amount of passion and effort into it. Well, word spread quickly throughout the country about how my lubricating cup saves time and money. Trains no longer have to stop every few miles for lubrication. In fact, some trains are actually getting into the station ahead of time. Now, at first, some companies refused to buy my cup when they found out it was invented by a black man, but you know what? Even some of those companies are now ordering it when they discover that the imitations on the market don't work as well as mine. Now, when they order it, folks all over the country are asking for the Real McCoy. Say it with me now. The
Real McCoy.
Now, how about that? I've been working on the railroad all the little day. Well, I simply move my faster than a train these days. I'm in my 40s now and have been working hard as ever. Oh, but I'm loving every now. Yeah. Yes, sir, working hard as ever. Now, my Mary, in 1878, I met and married my lovely Mary. Oh, she's a wonderful woman, she is. Now, she's a charter member of the Detroit chapter of the NAACP, a major organizer for the Phyllis Wheatley Home for Aged Colored Women, the McCoy Home for Colored Children, and the Detroit suffrage movement. Now, I could go on and on about all of Mary's many accomplishments, but suffice it to say I'm very proud of her. Now, since my first invention, I've received dozens of other patents for different products, and my company, McCoy and Hamlin, manufactures and sells them. I travel all over the country as a mechanical consultant. Now, my friends, I like to travel, but I like being at home even more. And you know why? That's where my Mary is. And that's why I can invent and develop new products. Yes, I would be a very, very happy man if my life could stay just as it is for a very long, say it with me now, long. Stretch it out now.
Long.
Woo! Time. Sing out now.
I've been working on the railroad.
I'm in my 70s now and working hard as ever. Now, in 1915, my graphite lubricator came on the market. Oh, I think of all my inventions. This is the one of which I am most proud. You see those new superheater engines? Say that with me now. Superheater engines created a different type of demand for lubrication. And my graphite lubricator met those demands and has been praised the world over. Why, it has saved 7 minutes for every 100 miles of railroad travel. Let me hear your train whistle. Shoo! Shoo! Now, I hold patents for over 50 different inventions. I have a patent for an automatic lawn sprinkler, an ironing table, and a new and improved rubber heel. Now, you might think that I've lived a very wealthy life, but now that isn't the case. I've assigned all of my inventions to others. Oh, but don't you worry about me, no son, no man. And I have lived a very comfortable life. Well, we couldn't be happier. But now maybe Mary could if I invented something that would iron the clothes for her. I spend a lot of time around town with the young whippersnappers. I like to teach them about what I do, but even more so, I like to encourage them to have confidence in themselves and their own ability. My advice to young people is to stay in school, be aggressive in your studies, and work hard. I have little patience for folks who put everything upon their backs, but nothing in their heads. Life passes by too fast to waste on frivolous concerns, but I think you should try and do at least one thing every day to educate yourself or to help someone. Or you could be like my Mary and do both each day. I
Working on the railroad, a living long day.
And seems like just yesterday I was a small boy watching trains go past and dreaming of my future. Over 80 years have passed, and faster than I could have ever imagined. My lovely wife Mary died in 1923, soon after our 50th wedding anniversary. She was the real McCoy, long before that term came to mean something genuine. I don't think I ever met anyone more genuine than Mary was, and I'm feeling quite lonely and off balance without her near me. I don't think it'll be long before I'm with her again. But I can honestly say that my life has been a blessed one. I sure do like what I see when I look back. And I would like to encourage each and every one of you to continue to live life to the fullest, so that you too will like what you look back on. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for the gift of your time and your patience. It's been a privilege talking to all of you. Goodbye and fare thee well. I'm working on the railroad. Thank you, everyone. You've been a wonderful audience, and enjoy the rest of your day.